So I had an experience recently that, if not for the mercy of God, would have been tragic. It was my husband's birthday and we had just finished celebrating and taking pictures and eating, and I just decided to take a stroll with the children. A harmless stroll. So we're walking, I noticed that there was a gate of a house that was left open. I thought to myself, oh, maybe it was accidentally left open and it will soon be shut. But then as we approached the house, I realized that there were dogs in the house, and these dogs were not caged. They were not tied down, they were loose. And this is me here walking with Gloria and carrying Grace. And then as we kept walking, at this point it was too late to turn back because the dogs had seen us, right? And they're not meant to run. But then as I looked to my right, to Gloria, I realized she was already running. And then I tried to run into her to stop her from running. I tried to turn back. I saw the dogs were already charging at us. They were running towards us. And I started shouting, Jesus, and I started shouting like for help, for anyone who could hear us, because there was nobody on the street, except for some two people that I had already met earlier. You know how the Bible says that the Spirit of God came upon Samson and helped him to do those things he did? Yes, the Spirit of God came upon me that day. And I pushed Gloria into the bush, put her behind me, held Grace close to myself, and I was using my other hand to hit. I initially hit one of the dogs in the neck, and I was shouting. And these are not regular Alsatians. These are black, I believe they're bulldogs or some very scary breed. And then I was shouting and calling for help, and thankfully, at the nick of time, the security man came out and he was apologizing and took the dogs back, and help came and God rescued us that day. I'm sharing this video both as a testimony and to encourage somebody out there. You know, this experience taught me something. God is the reason why it wasn't worse than it was. We sustained some injuries in the bush, scratch of the grass in our bodies, but then when you look at the big picture, the dogs didn't bite us. We didn't end up in the hospital. Things could have been much worse. So any situation you go through that may seem hard or difficult, remember that God is the reason why it wasn't worse. We passed through some situations that shake us, shake our faith. And the initial response is we want to just harbor fear, or we just want to lose faith and stop trusting. But rather than being fearful, it is an opportunity for you to see the faithfulness of God and to be encouraged that we have a God that is with us. That says even when you pass through the waters and when you walk through fire, you will not be burned. It is a when situation, meaning that it's certain that storms will arise, but we are confident that God, who has kept you in the past, is able to keep you again. Instead of you to be down or dejected, you use the opportunity to be strengthened in faith and remind yourself that God, who saw me through that experience, is able to see me through. Because I know, as a matter of fact, that God shot them out of those dogs. Instead of me to be seeing dogs tomorrow and being scared, choose to see dogs and remember the faithfulness of God. He has made his promises and he will definitely and certainly come through for you. So please be encouraged. Do not be weak in faith, but be strong in faith and remember that God is faithful.